Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole. So today's video is going to be a affordable drugstore makeup versus high-end pricier makeup video. So on one side of my face, I'm going to be using all affordable products. On the other side, I'm going to be using more expensive products. So if you're interested in this video, then just keep watching. So this side is going to be the high-end side and this is going to be the more affordable side. So first off, I'm going to start with moisturizing the face. And on the high-end side, I'm going to take the Origins Ginseng Moisturizer. And it's a really hydrating gel-like moisturizer. And I'm going to put that all over the right side of my face. And it smells so good. It moisturizes and hydrates the face really, really well. I love this so much. And a comparable, more affordable moisturizer is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel, which has also been a really big favorite of mine for a long time now. And you can tell I'm actually almost out of this. And it's also a gel-like moisturizer, really refreshing, just like the Origins one, really moisturizing and hydrating. And it feels really similar to that one. It doesn't have the same smell. Obviously, I like the Origin smell a lot better. But this is also not bad. It's more like a clean smell. The other one's kind of like orangey and citrusy. But both really great products. And this is a really good alternative if you don't want to spend that much money for the Origins one. Next, I'm going to go in with primer. And I have two silicone-based primers here to use today. The Smashbox one, which I'm going to use on the right side, which is the more high-end, pricier primer. And this is just going to blur out the face and just prep it for the foundation. So I'm going to put that on the right side. And then on the other side, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Baby Skin. The Instant Pore Eraser. It's also going to blur out the face and prepare it for the foundation, really similar to the Smashbox one. So again, if you don't want to spend the money for the Smashbox one, I would highly recommend the Maybelline one. And I'm more just focusing the primers around my chin area, nose, upper cheek area, and my forehead. So I don't really need help on the sides of... Whoa! I just took way too much. I don't know if you can see that huge glob of primer that I just squirted out. Oh my god. This one is more targeted towards pores. The Smashbox one doesn't really claim to blur out the pores, but I feel it does very similar job. So now for the foundation, I'm going to be using the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation for the more high-end, pricier side. And I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation on this side for the more affordable option. I have not tried this yet, so this is also going to be a first impression on this foundation. So hopefully it goes okay. We'll see how it goes. So first off, I'm going to start with the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. And I'm going to place that onto my sponge and blend it all over to this side. I really, really, really love this foundation. I've been obsessed with it. It's so nice and glowy and it gives pretty good coverage. I am getting a little bit tan now, so unfortunately this shade is I'm not gonna be able to wear it soon because it's really light. But the foundation, the formula is awesome. If you haven't tried it out, I would highly, highly recommend it. And we'll see if I recommend the more affordable option. I don't know yet. But they're both really similar foundations, at least they claim to be really similar. They're both glowy, medium to full coverage foundations. So hopefully if the L'Oreal one is good, then you could go out and pick that one instead of this one. But if you're willing to splurge, then I would highly recommend the products that I'm using on this side as well. especially this foundation is really awesome if you do want to splurge. But this video is intended to give you more affordable options. So if you don't want to spend that money, you could also use these drugstore products because they're also really good. So now I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal foundation, and this is the shade 201 Classic Ivory, and I'm sorry, the Josie Maran one is shade RG10 Supernatural. So now I'm going to go into this one, and hopefully the shades are okay. So right off the bat I see it's a lot more liquidy, so I'll go ahead and swatch. So it's a lot more liquidy, it's kind of falling down my arm a little bit, whereas the Josie Maran is thicker and it doesn't slide down, and it is a lot more yellow tone than this shade, so it's not going to exactly match right now, but I'm just going to go with it. Oh yeah. By the way, it's so great. Different. I wish I would probably do this shade now that I do like more yellow tone foundation. And it does look a lot more sheer than the Josie Maran. Right off the bat I see the Josie Maran has more coverage, and I do like the consistency of the Josie Maran one better. So I don't know yet because this is still just my first impression. If you want me to do a whole review on this foundation, try it out and do a whole review on this foundation, let me know down below and I can do that for you. I'm not sure how I feel about the color. I feel like it's making me kind of gray because it's so pink. Oh my god, you see the difference? I'm just trying to blend it in together. Oh my god, I look so pale right now. Holy crap. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the concealer. So on this side, I'm going to use my Holy Grail Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on my right side. And I'm just going to blend that out because I like to blend the concealer right away after I apply it. Now I'm going to go ahead and just put some on my eyelids because my eyelids right now are scaring me because they're so dark compared. Oh my god, look how crazy that looks. Like, that's so scary. Alright, so now that that's all even, now I'm going to take the Super Stay Better Skin, I was going to say mascara, Super Stay Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline, which I find really comparable to that one. It also has really good coverage. This shade is a little darker. I don't know how this is going to work with this foundation. Okay, so now to set the face. So now to set my under eyes, I'm going to go in with my Shade and Light palette, which I'm also going to use for bronzing and contouring on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and mix these two shades right here to set my under eyes. The drugstore side, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'm going to use the light shade here in this palette to set the other side. Okay, now to set my face, I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo. And I'm going to take this matte shade right here, and I'm going to use that to set the rest of my face on this side. And now for the more affordable side, I'm going to use the NYX HD setting powder, and I'm going to use that to set the other side of my face. So now for the high-end side of my eyebrows, I'm going to go in with the Benefit products. I'm going to go in with the Goof Proof Pencil and the Gimme Brow Gel. And now that I filled it in, I'm going to use the Gimme Brow Gel just to set it. Okay. And now for the more affordable side, I'm going to go in with the Ofra Eyebrow Pencil in Universal. Okay, so now that I filled in this side with the Ofra pencil, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal gel thing. The writing all came off, so I don't even know what it's called, but I will link it down below. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this side with that gel. I am honestly 100% hating the way my eyebrows look right now, but there's nothing I can do right now. I don't really like the Ofra pencil, honestly. I would say just spend your money on a good eyebrow pencil like the Benefit or the Anastasia one, because I really don't like this one. Or if you guys have any affordable eyebrow pencils that you would recommend, please let me know down below. But right now I'm not liking the way let's just ignore them, shall we? And let's go on to contouring. So I'm going to use the Shade and Light palette on the right side. First, I'm going to go in with this warm shade right here for bronzing up the face. And I'm also going to take that to my temple and up around my forehead. I'm also going to take it on my jawline, my chin, and down my neck. Okay, and now for bronzer on the other side, I'm going to use the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. And I'm just going to take that on my other side, on the other side of my face. And now for contouring, I'm going to use this more cool tone shade right here, and I'm going to pop that onto the higher end side. And for this side, contouring, I'm going to use this shade in the Wet n Wild palette, this shade right here. Now for blush, I'm going to go ahead and take the MAC blush in Peach Twist, and I'm going to use that on the right side of my face, and I'm just going to take that with a nice fluffy brush. And for the other side, I'm going to use the very comparable Milani Baked Blush in the shade Rose d'Oro. They are very, very similar. This one does look a little bit darker in the pan, but when you swatch them or when you put it on the face, they look very similar. So I'm going to go in with the Milani blush, and I'm going to use that on the other side. And now for the highlighter, I'm going to take the Mary Luminizer highlighter on the right side of my face. And I'm going to pile that on as I usually do. On the tops of my cheekbones, and I'm going to take a little bit above my brow bone. And on one side of my nose. And now for the other side of my face, I'm going to take the Physicians Formula highlighters. And a lot of these drugstore products have been featured in my Best of the Drugstore series. So if you haven't seen the 2 videos that I have done for it so far, I will link it down below. And there you go. We are nice and highlighted and sculpted. So now for the eyes, there are 2 focus colors that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using the Buxom eyeshadow in the shade La La Lavish. So it's this really beautiful purple color, and I'll swatch it right here. So that's the Buxom eyeshadow in La La Lavish. And for the more affordable shadow, I'm going to be using the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in the shade Daydreamer. And they are both really, really, really similar. This is probably just a little bit more foiled, but they're both pretty beautiful, the same color. The foiled eyeshadow is the more affordable option. It's only $6, and this is double the price. This is $12. So I mean, I love that one. It's so beautiful. And this is the comparable shade that I found. So I'm going to be using these 2 eyeshadows today, as well as my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette for the more pricey side. And I'm going to be using some of the colors in here. And I'm also going to be using my Morphe Brushes palette. This is the Jaclyn Hill one this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Brushes palette that was limited edition a while ago, and I'm going to be using this one as well for the more affordable option eyeshadows. Morphe Brushes is a great affordable brand. They have these huge eyeshadow palettes with so many eyeshadows for a really affordable price. I think it's like $22, $23 for all of these. So it's really, really great, and this is like $40-something. So, I mean, if you don't want to spend it on this, I would highly recommend the Morphe Brushes palettes. They have a bunch of different ones with a bunch of different shades, so you can just go onto their website and see whatever you would like. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and set the concealer that we put on our eyelids, just so the rest of the shadows can go on nicely. And I'm just going to use a powder for this. Okay, so now we can go into the chocolate bar palette for this side. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a fluffy brush, and I'm going to start off with this shade right here. It's a nice peachy shade, and I'm going to start that off in my transition area. So right above my crease, I'm just going to quickly apply that into there. And then I'm going to be taking this light brown color right here, and I'm going to put that into the crease. I'm going to go back into that peach shade and just blend it all out. I'm going to go in with this darker brown color right here. Ignore my fingernails that are in very much need of a manicure. I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to take that into the crease a little bit lower than the other shadows, just to give the eyeshadow some more dimension. Now again, I'm going to go in with that peach shade and just blend it all out, just to make sure everything is nice and blended and there are no harsh lines. So now that we have that down, I do want to deepen it even a little bit more. So I'm going to use a more defined brush, and I'm going to go in with that dark shade again right there. And I'm going to focus this on the outer edge and into the crease. And if you can't see, just let me know. I'll adjust myself. I'm joking. I wish you guys could talk to me. It'd be pretty cool. So you see that really deepened it up a lot. So now I'm going to go in with that Buxom eyeshadow, and I'm going to apply that on my lid. Now I'm just going to blend out the edges of that with the dark shade again, just to make it all cohesive. And I'm going to go in with the fluffy brush and that peach shade from the beginning, just to blend everything out. Okay, now that we have that side done, I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Brushes palette, and if I could open it. So I'm going to start off with this peachy shade, which is very similar to the one in the chocolate bar palette. And I'm going to take that with a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to put that all over the crease. I'm just going to place that all over the crease. Once we have that in, I'm going to go ahead and take this a little bit darker, warmer shade, which is very similar to the second shade that we used in the Too Faced palette, and I'm going to put that more into the crease area. And I'm going to blend that out again with the more peachy, with the lighter peachy shade. Now I'm going to go into this darker chocolate shade right here, and I'm going to put that even deeper into the crease area to add definition, just like that last shade from the chocolate bar palette. I'm going to go ahead and take that into the crease to add more definition. Now I'm going to take that more defined brush that we used earlier, and I'm going to use that shade also on the outer corner. I'm going to focus it on the outer corner, and as well as into the crease. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Makeup Geek shadow in the shade Daydreamer, and I'm going to pop that onto this lid. Okay, and now that we have the eyes done, you see how it's very, very similar. So you don't have to spend so much money on eyeshadow or any product at all, because there are really great affordable options if you are on a budget. But if you do have money to spend, these are also wonderful products that are a little bit more pricier. but if you do have that money, then I would highly recommend those products as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline on this side with the Makeup Forever eyeliner pencil, and then the more affordable option, I'm going to use the Starlooks eyeliner pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now for the waterline, I'm going to take a small brush and I'm going to go ahead and take this brown shade that we used in the Chocolate Bar palette, and I'm going to take that on my lower lash line. I'm going to use this brown shade right here for the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Buxom eyeshadow and I'm going to put it on the inner side of this lower lash line. So it's basically just repeating everything that we did at the top to the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Makeup Geek shadow and put it on the other eye. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and use the highlighters that we used on our face to go ahead and highlight the inner corner of the eye as well as the brow bone. So this is Mary Luminizer that I'm using on this side, which is what we used as our highlighter. It's this. And then for the other side, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula highlighter that we used to highlight the inner corner as well as the brow bone. So now for the lips, I'm going to be using a ColourPop lipstick in the shade Tootsie and the Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Thistle. And I'll do a very quick swatch here for you to see the two shades that I'm going to be using. They are very, very similar, very comparable. So if you don't want to spend the money on a Bite lipstick, even though they are amazing, the ColourPop lipstick is just as great. So these are the two shades that I'm going to be using. So on this side, I'll be using the Bite lipstick, and on this side, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Lippy. That's the Bite lipstick and the ColourPop. So the Bite is a little bit darker, but it's very similar in color. If you had your eye on the new Thistle Lippy by Bite Beauty, then the ColourPop Tootsie, which has been around for a long time, is really, really similar. So for mascara, I'm going to be using the Tarte Tarteist mascara on this side of my face and the Maybelline Lash Sensational on this side of my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that really quickly. Alright guys, this is the completed makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!